Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cha Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nashtavrayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Ter Bhavati Naishtiki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, today we're starting new chapter, chapter 9, Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna. Text 1 onwards. Shri Shukuvacha Ekada Grihadasishu Yashoda Nanda Gehini Karmantar Niyuktasu Nirma Mantha Swayam Dadhi Yani Yani Gitani Tadval Charitani Cha Dadhi Nirmanthane Kale Smaranti Tanya Gayata. Sri Shukdev Goswami continued. One day when Mother Yashoda saw that all the maidservants were engaged in other household affairs, she personally began to churn the yogurt. While churning, she remembered the childish activities of Krishna, and in her own way, she composed songs and joined singing to herself about all those activities. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, quoting from the Vaishnav Toshani of Srila Sanatana Goswami, says that the incident of Krishna's breaking the pot of yogurt and being bound by Mother Yashoda took place on the Deepavali day, or Deep Malika. Even today in India, this festival is generally celebrated very gorgeously in the month of Kartik by fireworks and lights, especially in Bombay. Of course, it happens all over India. It's to be understood that among all the cows of Nanda Maharaj, several of Mother Yashoda's cows ate only grasses so flavorful that the grasses would automatically flavor the milk. Mother Yashoda wanted to collect the milk from these cows and make it into yogurt and churn it into butter personally, since she thought that this child Krishna was going to the houses of neighborhood gopas and gopis to steal butter, because he did not like the milk and yogurt ordinarily prepared. So this is when Damodar Leela happened. So as Sanatana Goswami said, this happened on the day of Diwali. So on the day of Diwali, Mother Yashoda, day before, she had, even for some time, she fed these cows, and they're special cows. They were Padma Gandha cows. Means they were fed special grass, and the milk that they would give had the flavor of Padma. Padma means lotus flowers. So that kind of milk with that fragrance was used to make the yogurt. Now on this day, she was churning the yogurt. Now why the yogurt? To get the butter out of yogurt? Normally we make butter at home with malai, not with the yogurt. But what I've heard from some devotees, that butter coming out of yogurt is very soft. From malai, it's not that soft. It is soft, but not that as compared to butter coming out of yogurt. So Yashoda Maya wanted that butter to be fed to Krishna. And why she was doing on her own, first of all, it is Diwali day, so all the maid servants were let go off early, so or they had a day off because this happened early morning, because they all had to celebrate festival at their house. And Mother Yashoda, she said, now today, Diwali day, I have to do so much of work, but I want to give him the best of the butter. See the love and affection of Mother Yashoda. She wanted everything best for Lala, for Krishna. So she was churning churning the yogurt herself. And while churning the butter, Mother Yashoda was singing about the childhood activities of Krishna. It was formerly a custom that if one wanted to remember something constantly, he would transform it into poetry or have this done by a professional poet. It appears that Mother Yashoda did not want to forget Krishna's activities at any time. Therefore, she poetized all of Krishna's childhood activities, such as killing of Putna, Aghasura, Shaktasura, and Trinavrata. And while churning the butter, she sang about these activities in poetical form. Of course, Krishna hasn't killed Aghasura, or that story is not there yet. So these stories, they didn't happen chronologically. All these pastimes, all the killing of asuras. This should be the practice of persons eager to remain Krishna conscious 24 hours a day. This incident shows how Krishna conscious Mother Yashoda was. To stay in Krishna consciousness, we should follow such persons. So, whatever pastimes Krishna performed, killed Putana and killed Aghasur, Shaktasur, Trinavrata, and other pastimes, catching hold of the tails of the cows and just going into the cow dung and cow urine and the dust of Vrindavan. All these naughty pastimes, showing Mother Yashoda the universal form in his mouth. So Mother Yashoda had all of it poetized form, and she was just singing those poems and churning the yogurt and enjoying and just thinking of Krishna, and just was she so happy. But now is a problem. Kshomam vasa prithukatitate vibhrati sutra nadham putra sneha snut kuch yugam jat kampam cha subru rajva karsha shram bhuj chalat kankarno kundale cha svinnam vaktram kavar viglan malati nirma mantha. Dressed in a saffron yellow sari with a belt tied about her full hips, Mother Yashoda pulled on the churning rope, laboring considerably, her bangles and earrings moving and vibrating and her whole body shaking. Because of her intense love for her child, her breasts were wet with milk. Her face, with its very beautiful eyebrows, was wet with perspiration, and multi-flowers were falling from her hair. And actually, this is the right way of churning the yogurt and getting the butter out. Because these days everything is mechanized. Because when Mother Yashoda herself was churning, so when we say Jaisa An Vaisa Man, so her love was going into this yogurt and the churning. So when Krishna would eat that love of Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda, in her love, she is thinking how Krishna will grow up nicely if he eats this butter, and Krishna will definitely have lots of strength. Of course, he is Supreme Personality of Godhead from that angle, but from motherly angle, she's thinking, and Krishna. And this is how our bodies are made of our mother's love and the love of our spouses who are cooking for us and this and that. See, same thing. If we go in a hotel and order some food, now maybe that food is very lavishly prepared, much lavishly than at home. And that is why people go to a hotel, to have some different taste. But that food, the cook is not preparing it out of love for the customers. And the hotel owners is not bringing all the stuff for preparation out of love for the customers. The servant is not serving, the waiter is not serving out of love for the customers. Their only aim is to how to make more and more money. That's all. So when we eat that food, what kind of consciousness we are going to develop? How to exploit others, how to make more money, how to Then basically it's a mode of passion and ignorance that will grow in us. Very simple food, eaten at home, cooked by wives or mothers, but cooked with love. They would be cooking, preparing that food, and that is why we are supposed to offer it to Krishna first. So if there's anything lacking, Krishna will take care of it. Then it becomes prasad. And that food, when it is cooked with love, what is it that going to nourish in ourselves, in our consciousness? We can only imagine. So in the purport, Prabhupada says, anyone who desires to be Krishna conscious in motherly affection or parental affection should contemplate the bodily features of Mother Yashoda. It's not that one should desire to become like Yashoda, for this is Mayavad. Either in parental affection or conjugal love, friendship or survivorship, in any way, we must follow in the footsteps of the inhabitants of Vrindavan, not try to become like them. Therefore, this description is provided here. Advanced devotees must cherish this description, always thinking of Mother Yashoda's features, how she was dressed and how she was working and perspiring, how beautifully the flowers were arranged in her hair and so on. One should take advantage of the full description provided here by thinking of Mother Yashoda in maternal affection for Krishna. And that is why Prabhupada's many disciples, they worked very hard under the guidance of Prabhupada. Prabhupada guided them at every single step. And they worked very hard and created so many beautiful paintings of pastimes of Krishna. So if it is difficult for us to remember by reading these verses, we can look at those paintings. Look at this painting also, backdrop. It's not ISKCON painting, but beautiful painting. Look at the expression on Mother Yashoda and Krishna's face, and she's churning the yogurt in that pot. So the whole scene can stay in our mind. That's the idea. Now, ISKCON Bangalore came up with that Little Krishna series also. Wonderfully prepared. We can watch any of those, the pastime that are going on. We can watch those videos. So the idea is that is what should go on in our consciousness, in our mind, throughout the day. It's difficult. Maya really takes over. We forget everything. But slowly, this is how we have to practice. We have to make sure we think of Krishna. Tam stanya kama asadya matnantim jananim hari grihitva dadi manthanam nyashed tat pritim avahan. While Mother Yashoda was churning butter, Lord Krishna, desiring to drink the milk of her breast, appeared before her, and in order to increase her transcendental pleasure, he caught hold of the churning rod and began to prevent her from churning. Krishna was sleeping within the room, and as soon as he got up, he became hungry and went to his mother, wanting to stop her from churning and drink the milk of her breast. He stopped her from moving the churning rod. So what had happened, we know that in spiritual world, or wherever these pastimes are going on, this is in material world, but it's also spiritual, Golok Vrindavan or Gokul Vrindavan. When Mother Yashoda was churning this yogurt, everything is conscious. Yogurt is conscious, pot is conscious, churning rod is conscious, rope is conscious. So yogurt was thinking, today is such a wonderful day. I'll bring out the best of butter from me, and Krishna will feast on that butter. And today is the best day for me, and Krishna will only enjoy the butter coming out of me. And she was very happy, getting little proud, hot. What was today? Krishna is going to eat the butter that is going to come out of the yogurt contained in me. Turning around, was thinking, oh, I'm so fortunate today. Krishna is going to get that yogurt butter that we churned by me. Rope was thinking, see, I'm so fortunate. Without me, there cannot be any churning. Now, Krishna, he does not like pride in his devotees. He does not like at all. He has to smash the pride. So what did he do? Of course, Mother Yashoda was singing, and in that singing, he could not sleep any further, and he was getting hungry. So what did he do? He came, and first thing he did was stop the churning of the rod. So their pride was broken already. And then he wanted to drink the milk from the breast of Mother Yashoda. He did not want to eat that butter. Whatever Krishna wants, Mother Yashoda is going to do. And Mother Yashoda was happy because Krishna was little at that time. And she was happy that this little baby, he knows how to stop me from working and he knows what he wants. So she was happy. Tam ankam arudam payayas stanam snehasnutam sasmit mikshati mukham atriptam utsrijya javena yasayayava usitya mane payasi tavadhishrite. Mother Yashoda then embraced Krishna, allowed him to sit down on her lap, and began to look upon the face of the Lord with great love and affection. Because of her intense affection, milk was flowing from her breast. But when she saw that the milk pan on the oven was boiling over, she immediately left her son to take care of the overflowing milk, although the child was not yet fully satisfied with drinking the milk of his mother's breast. So everything in the household affairs of Mother Yashoda was meant for Krishna. Although Krishna was drinking the breast milk of Mother Yashoda, when she saw that the milk pan in the kitchen was overflowing, she had to take care of it immediately. And thus she left her son, who then became very angry, not having been fully satisfied with drinking the milk of her breast. Sometimes one must take care of more than one item of important business for the same purpose. Therefore, Mother Yashoda was not unjust when she left her son to take care of the overflowing milk. On the platform of love and affection, it's a duty of the devotee to do one thing first and other things later. The proper intuition by which to do this is given by Krishna. So, Tesham Satati Yuktanam Bhastam Priti Kurvakam. So, Krishna gives the intuition or guides us from within our heart what to do first. In Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada says, everything is dynamic. Nothing is static and nothing is just a routine work. Krishna guides the devotee in what to do first and what to do next on the platform of absolute truth. Now, Acharyas have given this description of when Yashoda had kept Krishna on her lap and feeding him milk. She had also kept more milk on the pot in the kitchen on the stove to prepare more yogurt later on and to get more butter out of it. So the milk in the pot, as I said, everything is conscious in the spiritual world. The milk in the pot on the stove, he thought, oh, Krishna is going to drink the milk from the breast of Yashoda Maya. So my life is worth nothing because she has unlimited milk, he has unlimited appetite, and they're going to, he's going to be full. What's the point of me living? So I better commit suicide. So milk was coming out of the pot and jumping into the fire to commit suicide. So that was a humility of that milk, that Krishna liked it. And Mother Yashoda Of course, he guides Mother Yashoda to go and take the pot off the stove. But now he gets angry. Why did she leave me hungry and she had to go and run to save that little milk? What's a big deal if that milk was wasted? I'm hungry. I should be fed first. I should have been fed first. But here Mother Yashoda ran inside to save that milk. Because if we are humble and if we really want to serve Krishna, Krishna will make arrangement for a devotee to come and engage us, help us in the service. But his pastimes has to go on. Now he is angry. He got angry. Why did she leave me here? Sanjata kopah sfuritarunadharam sandashya dadhir dhar dadhi mantha bhajanam Vitvam rishashur drishta shamnaraho jagasa hayankvam antaram gataha. Being very angry and biting his reddish lips with his teeth. He was so angry. Little boy, but angry. Krishna, with false tears in his eyes, broke the container of yogurt with a piece of stone. Then he entered a room and began to eat the freshly churned butter in a solitary place. Here, Shukdev Goswami is clearly telling it. He had false tears in his eyes. He was just angry. He was not hurt or anything. It's natural that when a child becomes angry, he can begin crying with false tears in his eyes. So Krishna did this, and biting his reddish lips with his teeth, he broke the pot with a stone, entered a room and began to eat the freshly churned butter. So first he broke the pride of the churning rod and the rope that you're not doing anything. But the yogurt and half churned yogurt was still in the container, and they were not proud now because it has stopped, but they were still not being punished. So what did Krishna do? He took this piece of stone, and this stone was the stone that Mother Yashoda uses to grind the spices. And he broke the pot. Now the pot was, when she was churning the butter, churning the yogurt, pot was half full. So he struck it at the bottom part of the container. Little boy, he is Supreme God. So he hit it at the bottom part of the container. Why? Two reasons. Because the pot was half full, so when he hit at the bottom, the yogurt would flow out and it would not make the noise, as much noise as if he had hit on the top part. Very smart, very intelligent. He's still angry, biting his red lips with his teeth. And then what he did? He went to another room and started eating freshly churned butter. So Mother Yashoda had kept some butter high up on the rafters, and he somehow got on this mortar. Mortar was there to grind some spices. He put it upside down, and he climbed on it, and he was eating butter. It didn't take too long for Mother Yashoda to take care of that milk, but within that few seconds, he did everything. Uttare gopi sushritam paya punah pravishya sandrishya cha dadhyam matrakam bhagnam vilokya swasutasya karmataj jahastam chapi natatra pashyati. Mother Yashoda, after taking down the hot milk from the oven, returned to the churning spot. And when she saw that the container of yogurt was broken and that Krishna was not present, she concluded that the breaking of the pot was a work of Krishna. Seeing the pot broken and Krishna not present, Yashoda definitely concluded that the breaking of the pot was a work of Krishna. There was no doubt about it. So she is a transcendental spy. She understood. He is the one. He is the perpetrator of this crime. How did she conclude that? Because he was the one missing from the crime scene. After committing the crime, he ran away because he was, first of all, hungry and then scared also, afraid also. And then when he ran, he left his foot imprint on the yogurt that was scattered all over on the floor. Ulukhalangre rupari vyavasthitam marakaya kamam dadatam shichistitam hayangavam chorya vishanki tekshanam niriksha paschat sutam agamachane. Krishna at that time was sitting on an upside down wooden mortar for grinding spices and was distributing milk preparations such as yogurt and butter to the monkeys as he liked. Because of having stolen, he was looking all around with great anxiety, suspecting that he might be chastised by his mother. Mother Yashoda, upon seeing him, very cautiously approached him from behind. Mother Yashoda was able to trace Krishna by following his butter-smeared footprints. She saw that Krishna was stealing butter, and thus she smiled. Meanwhile, the crows also entered the room and came out in fear. Thus, Mother Yashoda found Krishna stealing butter and very anxiously looking here and there. Now, where did these crows come from? It's not in the shloka. So I have to do some research. Where did these crows come from? Who are these crows? Because shloka talks about monkeys. And Krishna was giving them, he himself ate the butter, and he was giving the butter and yogurt to the monkeys. And monkeys, of course, Krishna's back was towards the door from which Mother Yashoda entered. But monkeys, they saw Yashoda Maya coming. And they all started making noise and they started running away. Tamat taishtim prasamiksha satvaras tato avruya sasara bhitavat gopya anvadhavanna yamapa yoginam kshamam praveshtum tapseritam manaha. When Lord Shri Krishna saw his mother stick in hand, he very quickly got down from the top of the mortar and began to flee as if very much afraid. Although yogis tried to capture him as Paramatma by meditation, desiring to enter into the effulgence of the Lord with great austerities and penances, they failed to reach him. But Mother Yashoda, thinking that same personality of Godhead Krishna to be her son, began following Krishna to catch him. Yogis, mystics want to catch Krishna as Paramatma, and with great austerities and penances, they try to approach him, yet they cannot. Here we see, however, that Krishna is going to be caught by Yashoda and is running away in fear. This illustrates the difference between the bhakta and the yogi. Yogis cannot catch Krishna, cannot reach Krishna. But for pure devotees like Mother Yashoda, Krishna is already caught. Krishna, not just caught, Krishna was even afraid of Mother Yashoda's stick. This was mentioned by Queen Kunti in her prayers. Bhaya bhavane stitasya. Krishna is afraid of Mother Yashoda, and yogis are afraid of Krishna. Yogis try to reach Krishna by Jnana Yoga and other yogas, but fail. Yet, although Mother Yashoda was a woman, Krishna was afraid of her, as clearly described in this verse. And Krishna was not acting that he was afraid. He was really afraid. Because these pastimes, they become more sweet because Krishna lets Yogamaya take over him also. So he forgets he is the Supreme Personality of God. He only understands he is son of Yashoda, and Yashoda is angry. Maya is very angry. And he ran from the mortar, began to flee, as if very much afraid. But Yashoda Maya was very angry. First of all, he broke that pot. He was churning the yogurt for him to prepare the butter for him. And secondly, he went into the other room. Okay, if you are hungry, eat your yogurt and butter. But what this boy is doing, he's feeding the monkeys. He said, I've taken out freshly churned butter, freshly churned, with so much of labor. And it was mentioned she was perspiring. And this is the day of Diwali. All the maid servants are not here. I have to do everything by myself. First, he made the mess in the other room by spreading yogurt everywhere, breaking the pot. I have to clean everything. And now here he is feeding these monkeys. And here also there was the butter and yogurt all over. This boy is just out of control. So we'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll find out how angry she was. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna.
Amazing. I think Prabhuji, hearing from you is always kind of nectar, and then I was totally lost hearing. It feels like I want to hear more, Prabhuji. So nice. Thank you very
I
much.
know it's all Prabhupada's mercy. He has described it so nicely.
And the way you describe it is so connected. I feel so connected, Prabhuji. And at last, when you mentioned that Krishna himself was trapped by Yogamaya, although Yogamaya is an part of Krishna only, but he was totally lost. So that can be also possible. I was just thinking.
Yeah. He tells Yogamaya to cover me. He is the Lord of Yogamaya, but he tells her to cover me also. So he can also enjoy these pastimes.
Yes, so this makes me realize that how Krishna also seeks love from his pure devotees.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
See, when we chant Damodar Ashtakam, it comes, no? He is crying and rubbing his eyes over again and again in fear. So he is really afraid. He's not faking it. He's really afraid.
Yes, Prabhuji. Very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada.